Welcome everybody to Mystic Inspirations. My name is Leanne. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, your November tarot forecasts. We'll be covering home and family, health and well-being, career finances, love relationship for couples, and love relationship over, a certain situation. You might be focusing really on the lack or the loss of something that has sort of hit you emotionally. So your advice then for home and family is coming through the high priest. Help somebody in your home or family to get out of this funk. Intuitively, um, go to them or to yourself and help them find their way out. Help them find the cups that are still full. Help them find their fulfillment, and yourself as well. So again, where your home and family is concerned, Aries, go ahead and use that intuition of yours. It's very strong for everybody at this time. Tap into it. Use it to its fullest extent. Um, Now, where health and well-being is concerned, we have the Emperor. Really refer Aries to maybe new strict regimens. Emperor is very much a rule, not so much rule follower, but he makes the rules, right? He's the emperor. So um, this is saying where your health and well-being is concerned. Starting, meal prepping. This is something that there are certain ways to get certain places, and you have to follow all the rules, and that's emperor. Hello again. This is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For the month of November, we have home and family, health, well-being, career, finances, relationship for those of you who love in relationships for couples, love and we have the Tower for home and family. This is telling me that Taurus, you might have a situation that is sort of um, having an abrupt change happen. This is, anywhere from, some great big giant news. We see the lightning here on the tower. It's very possible, Taurus, that for some of you, you've actually had lightning hit your house. There may be some roof problems. Um, Somebody pregnant, somebody passing away, somebody getting married, somebody getting divorced. Okay, so home and family, it looks like you've got quite a shakeup happening in November. So stay tuned. Your advice then to handle this. Um, your speech, your communication, your thoughts on the right thing. Okay, is definitely sort of that card where, yeah, you're winning the argument, but at what cost? Okay, depending on what side of this card you're on, you might really have just got necessary to just completely slay somebody. Okay, so when this situation pops up out of the blue, um, make sure you just be weary, or excuse me, be aware that um, sometimes your opinions, your words, your communications are concerned, you will much better be able to handle this abrupt situation if you keep a clear head and maybe use thinking that is different from how you used to do before. As fives to me bring change. This is saying, you know what, this I would love to hear comments on this. Health and well-being, Taurus, you have the Eight of Cups. This is, you know, in the most general form, this is walking away from something that doesn't serve you or that is no longer um, beneficial to you. Okay. Sometimes with the Cups cards, I see a lot of flowing wine. Right. I don't know. These cups don't have to hold wine, but I'm a wine drinker, so for me, it's a wine cup. Um, so as far as your person, a situation, a job, you might be in a situation where, yeah, everything's stable, but it's just tearing at you. It's no longer fulfilling you. It's doing more harm than good. And no matter where you go or what you do, it's away. Okay? No matter where you're going, just take that first step. Because your advice then is coming in with the Four of Swords saying, you know what, take a mental break. Don't overthink things. Maybe do some meditation. Okay. Sometimes cup cards can remind me of somebody who's full of drama, the drama queen. And sometimes we have several of them in our lives, Taurus. So, make sure that you're able to take that break, relax, clear your, and that will be all the better for you. And you will then be able to take those steps to move away from those things and those people and those situations that really are no longer serving you. Um, so good luck with that, Taurus. Now, where it's turned into something really amazing, um, this is saying, you know what? Take a leap of faith. Don't be foolish. A little bit of a warning card as well. Don't be foolish, but let your ideas and your um, this is saying your finances are taking um, a new sort of leap as well. So you might be experiencing, a little more coming in than normal. Again, a warning card: don't overspend. Don't be saying, you know what, you have a lot of passion about a lot of things. And it's usually my way or the highway with Queen of Wands, but this is also saying use your strengths. And so use your passion to fuel your business, to fuel your finances, but don't use your passion to like run yourself down financially. Same within the workplace. Don't let yourself get burnt out at both ends. And then move on. You've got some new opportunities coming in where money and finances are concerned, and this may actually be have something to do with investments. I feel like as advice from the Queen of Wands, this may be more of a short-term investment, or any type of fuel. I don't know. I just really sort of kind of got that somebody's going to be investing in, doing a new investment. This is going to be something that's new for you, and it's going to be good. Now, where couples are concerned, love and relationships, and it really isn't. It's sort of come to its fruition. Okay, so your advice then, we have friendship. Um, you will either end up as friends because you're better off as friends. This might have been a little further, and it's like, what, it was good for a half a minute, but it sort of like, I feel like I'm kissing my brother or something. You know what I mean? Like friends. This is also saying your friends and the friendships that you're building now will actually help you get through this time too. For those of you who, are ending a long-term relationship, and it's, my heart goes out to you for that. But just know that you have people in your life that are going to help you get through this. So, Taurus couples, good luck with that. And now, right, you may be sort of trying to decide between two people. You might have somebody else in your relationship that isn't necessarily in be. maybe one of your friends is jealous, or maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend's put the kibosh, like it's pulling one of you in a direction that one of you is being pulled away from somebody, or your attention is being veered somewhere else. Work might be interfering. To me, this triangle shows interference, not only choice, but mainly interference. So for you single people, um, you know, heed the warning. Our advice is coming. This is definitely saying, make sure you are being treated the way you are meant to be treated. Okay. Taurus, this says, you know, I'm not saying being high maintenance, but I'm saying, what, you should be treated with respect. You shouldn't be last, the last phone call might have fallen through. No, that's not acceptable. Your advice here is just to say, you know what, I deserve to be treated better, and you will. Okay, you will go out with somebody who will treat you like a and rising. On to the next sign. Okay, Gemini, this is for you. November 2017, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini. Home and family, health and well-being, love, relationships. So let's start it out. Home and family, we are starting off with the King of Swords in home and family. This is saying that um, in your home. This is also saying there may be somebody in your life right now, in your home, in your family, that is really giving you some good and sound advice. Okay, this could be somebody in the family that is not necessarily male, but this person is very knowledgeable in their field. Okay, say they mean what they say what they mean. There's no sort of a straight shooter, right? And Gemini, well, that's to air signs, that's in our detriment sometimes. But um, this is saying this person is giving advice that is smart. Okay, so where your home, I'm sure you'll have to mull it over, but your advice then, again, we have Two of Cups coming in saying, yes, use that partnership next level. This is a partnership that is definitely fulfilling, and it has great potential to flourish. Okay, so home and family are looking really good, Gemini. Health and well-being, we have all your information, and you're ready to move on. You're sort of tired of maybe being on the low end of the totem pole where your health and well-being is concerned. You've maybe allowed yourself to get stressed, healthy eating or exercise regimen, and now it's like, you know what, I know what to do in order to feel better. I'm gonna do it, and maybe that means moving away from back. And I don't necessarily mean literally moving, although of course it could be, um, but this could with friends all the time. Maybe you're just going to move into a different routine where, Friday night is yoga night, a place, an actual, place that is not good for your health. You might be having some serious allergy problems. There may be a move in store for you. Sometimes people say being close to the ocean helps with, different health issues. Maybe you're in a cold region and, it makes your bones ache. So fortune, and this is saying, you know what, no matter where you're at on this wheel, whether you're at the top or at the bottom, things always change. That is the one guarantee, right? And so concerned, you are on that wheel. You will be continuing to push forward. And this is reminding you that if you're sort of feeling at the top of your game, November might be because, you're going to have to maybe see the lower side, the lower vibrations of what's going on. And if you've been sort of at the bottom of your own, the upswing is on its way. Okay, so that's the constant ebb and flow of life. And the wheel of fortune in your health and well-being is also saying that it's going to be, there's going to be an element of luck with it. Okay, now where career and finances are concerned, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is November to sort of go within, take stock, sort of find that light, that passion, that knowledge that you've been looking for. It's there. It's down a bit isolated. You might feel like, where your job is concerned, you might be like, you know what, I'm not even sure this is what I want to do. Some insight to why you are doing what you're doing. Goes the same with your bank account, right? You might be looking at it going, wow, where did I spend all this money? Where do I need to cut back? Are you spending too much at the gas station because you go in and you buy, maybe you grab a candy bar, an energy drink, and a pack of smokes every other day, and it's like, wow, I just spent $300 at the. At your motivations for your work, and then also, your bank account. Take a deep look at things. Where are you spending where you could cut back? Where are you cutting back where you should probably be adding more? Advice is coming in from the Ten of Pentacles, and so this is saying, look, there's a possibility that um, you can leave a legacy behind. This is sort of, I feel like this is like you might be receiving, a bonus or something at work where you're able to make that investment, do that good deed, opening up a shelter. Maybe you were waiting for that last big kick, and this is something that you're passionate about. Uh, this Ten of Pentacles says not only this month, Gemini, to just dig deep. What is it that your heart is desiring? Because the light is there. The Hermit will lead the way. You will find your lamp. Um, and as a result, now where love and relationships are concerned, for couples, it looks like you have some communication going on. That is a good thing. This is communication, chat, Instagram. Looks like there's been a lot of communications back and forth. Um, Let's see what our advice is. Okay, we've got children. Perhaps, um, calling your partner, your significant other, and saying, "Your kids are driving me nuts." Going on about children. You might be talking about having children. You might be um, um, I also feel like there's a possibility that for those of you that are coupled, there's a lot of the other one's children. Like you're in a relationship with somebody who had children from a previous relationship. So I feel like it's a problem, but there's a lot of communication about it. And I actually feel like there's an X in sort of making things harder than they need to be. Okay, so Gemini, this is, somebody who really is very strict. I actually sort of feel like it's a little bit of the King of Swords energy. Um, but this is also pretty straightforward in their ways of thinking. So, Gemini, this could really be you. This isn't necessarily just be you in that maybe you have your standards, you have your ways that you want. Okay. Your advice then coming in, we have control. So it's kind of interesting that control is Ice King is very controlling, right? This is saying, A, you don't want somebody to come in and be the puppet. For you singles, this is saying, you know what, might actually be too cold for other people. You might not be able to receive because people view you as too controlling. Now, for those of you who are single, and this is actually a person that you are, this is saying, look, this is a warning. This person will control you or try, and it will be difficult for you to get by. And I hope this has helped. Please like, share, subscribe, and on to the next sign. Okay, this one is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have home and family. Excuse me. Yes, home and family, health and well-being. Let's get it started. We have home and family coming in with the Palace of Wands. Now, this is a different. This is a deck that had 4 extra cards that included palaces for each of the suits. This is a very passionate um, home. Okay, this is saying your home and family are really exactly where they need to be. This is a very comfortable place for inspiration. Um, this is a spiritual, your home and family, and for others. This is saying also that, um, your your intuition is really exactly where it needs to be. Your advice then is coming in as Eight of Pentacles. This is perfect. This is saying, you know what, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being diligent. Whatever your communication style is concerned, keep doing that. This is continuing on. This is making sure that things are exactly the way they need to be. So, looking really, really great for you, Cancer, for home and family. Your health and well-being coming up with Seven of Wands, we're saying There might be some, you might have to defend some issues that you're dealing with to others. This might be spiritual program. Um, I feel like when Seven of Wands comes up in the health and well-being um, position, it feels like, it reminds me that for people who are really into that kind of thing, it's wonderful. And for people who aren't, they just think it's disgusting. Okay. So, they're like, those guys have too many muscles, and the girls look like men, and they have all this stuff to say, right? Meanwhile, they're 300 pounds sitting on their couch. For your health and well-being, this could really also mean that your beliefs in spirituality, perhaps you're trying out new religions, or or maybe no religion, right? You might just better for me. I don't want to be felt like I'm forced to be doing something. And so you're looking at where your health and well-being is concerned. You're having to defend yourself. Um, this might be um, a good explosion, right? You might have to just blow up and say, you know what, this is what I'm doing. Um, and this is how it's going to happen. Okay, this might be just a complete upheaval for you as well. Your health and well-being may take, um, for me, the tower shows up for me when I'm getting my who are sort of at this spiritual conflicting, um, you're trying to figure things out. This could also be as advice where your health and well-being are concerned. You may need to just completely do something, start feel like something with I'm getting that, but I just feel like something with your heart is really kind of an issue. And so maybe having to defend yourself over things, you're defended. I just feel like, I don't know, I see these like expanding rays of light on both of these pictures. And so I really just think that for November, um, and you might just blow people away, right? Your advice is to just, completely turn around and start over and do something completely out of the norm. And, that's so hopefully things will go well for you, Cancer. Um, please let me know in the comments. Again, this is one of the extra cards that Ciro Marchetti added to the Tarot of Dreams. Where career and finances are concerned, if you have the Palace of Swords, this is where at its all-time finest. Okay, so you might be looking at your job and your finances with just the sharpest eye. Okay, you got your act together, and this is really wonderful because your advice is coming in as the Six of Swords. Foundation and a clear head. Take the things that you know and move forward. Move out of anything that's drama, and anything that's, you're 100% like, all about it, the ins and outs. You are at the top of your game. So Cancer, this is really good news where that is concerned. Now, we have passion. Um, Great. You might be really sharing some very intimate moments with your partner. This is definitely for people who are. Now your shadow card or advice, we have dating. Okay, so that might actually be such um, such passion with your partners that you're sort of you've gone on a couple of you know I don't know, I guess they call it date night, right, when you're for a while and you sort of get into that rut, um, and you have that date night. That's actually going to really fuel that you haven't been together for 15 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just be that new couple again. Go on a date. Have a date night. Some fun times ahead of you. November looks like you've got some parties to go to, maybe concerts. This looks like a really fun venue, maybe some outdoor, um, you know, just some fun times. Just embrace that. Your shadow card / advice. Hey, November singles, if you are wanting to attract more love into your life, you will have some fun times via travel. This destination, or you know what, even just a road trip. Um, sometimes you might find that an artist that you doesn't necessarily mean traveling via airplane or across seas. This might just be, jump in the car and make a road trip. Go to Coachella. Do great month for you ahead. I hope this has helped. Please like, share, subscribe, and always comment. I will be back after just a moment. Okay, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this reading is for you for November 2017. We're going to cover career finances, relationship for couples, and relationship for singles. Let's start it off. We have, where your home and family is concerned, we have really a possible shunning, or maybe somebody got kicked out. Leo, this might be is really kind of going off and doing their own thing. Um, this is something that is important to them. It is sort of shaken the status quo. Okay, so where your home and family are concerned, Leo, just make sure that with your advice coming in as justice, make sure that people there's always um, there's always two sides to look at things, right? And so justice is blind. So when you see that you've got this situation at your home with your family members that somebody's really just leaving or having to leave, or being not even leaving but just maybe being excluded, there's a reason. Okay, that person or that situation needs to evolve. And again, the advice is to show some blind justice, show some compassion, but really you can just really see things clearly. Okay, So head up. Okay, if this is you feeling like you are shunned and having lack and no stability, no financial ground, maybe your home is, in disarray. All around the world have gone through some really incredible um, natural disasters in the last few months. So, it might really is really trying to let you know that, what, hey, justice will be served, you will get yours, things will be made right in the right amount of time. Okay, so moving on to health, and have Palace of Wands. This is saying that where your health and well-being are concerned, you have got the perfect to really just get yourself where you want to go. You have been really committing yourself to a spiritual. This is saying that, what, you are supported in this, and you have really mustered up just all that you can in order to make yourself feel better and be better. Maybe take a small break. Mentally, you might be overdoing it some. Okay, so make sure you fit in some meditation. Make sure you clear your mind of anybody else's drama. Allow yourself some time to rest, because where your health and well-being is concerned, although we are really sitting pretty in the Palace of Wands, this is also a very fiery energy, and so you might, you can tend to be blowing and going a little bit too hard. So give yourself the rest that you need. It's important. Okay. Now, where your work and finances are concerned, we have the that one last push that you have to give. Right. You're tired. Um, you've done everything you're supposed to, and there's one more thing. Right. Effort, and it's going to pay off. Okay, Leo, don't stop now. You're almost to the finish line. Your advice is then to this Ace of Wands. This is saying, what, where you reignite that passion. Okay, in order for you to get back up and lay that last stake. Okay, same with your finances. Be okay. So, Leo, we are talking now about those of you that are coupled in serious relationships, committed relationships. Your card for November is family. For holidays, birthdays, celebrations, um, you might be speaking about having a family, combining a family, raising a family. And your shadow. So this is somebody who is lighter skin for their ethnicity. This might be somebody coming in saying, you know what, this person has some good advice. This person might be initiating some talk about family. So for those singles, Leo, it looks like your relationship um, status may have something to do with past life. This means that coming upon somebody who you've had a connection with before, even though you may not recognize them, in the physical, your spiritual card verse and advice is the Control card. This is saying This person may have some attachments to you that seem controlling. This is also something, don't let a spiritual connection um, hand over your control. Don't let that control you. Don't let something that you feel like you are just so hurt, but in your head you're like, well, they do this and they do this and they do this and they don't let me talk to my friends and they don't let me do this and I can't go there. Um, but you find somebody incredibly attractive in that it's more like a magnetic. Don't let that control you. Don't let that be the control. It's a past life thing. Let it stay in the past. Okay, you don't have to re-engage with. Okay, Leo, I hope that has helped. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I always love the interaction, and I will talk to you soon. Hello, Virgo. This reading is for November 2017, covering home and family, health and well-being, and career and finances, as well as love relationships. Home and family coming in with the Knight of Wands. This is saying that where your home is concerned, where your family is concerned, there's a lot of maybe a lot of heated conversations, maybe some moving in and out. This is passionate, spiritual, creative. This could, for those of you who celebrate holidays, sometimes that's lots of travel coming in and out, relatives coming in, staying. So there's lots of hustle and bustle, and let's get the house clean, change the sheets, that type of thing. So your advice is coming in from the King of Swords, and this is saying, you know what? Keep a clear head. Don't make promises you can't keep. Say what you mean what you say. If somebody calls and full, you tell them no. Just say, you know what? There's a hotel just up the road, or whatever. People who are sort of tugging at you. Can you volunteer for this, that, or the other? Use your head. Don't overschedule yourself. You know how much you can do, and the answer is no. Now, where your health and well-being is concerned, we have the Five of Swords. This says there's some conflict, especially where your mental state is concerned. Decision, and you might be really sort of doubting yourself and your not just yourself, but your doubt, a lot of change. You may need to also seek help from an advisor. This also feels a little bit like depression and anxiety. So know that this change that's happened, and it will be okay. Your advice is coming in from the Knight of Wands, saying, you know what, there is change happening. And it can happen quickly. You just have to take the steps to do it. Okay, so get moving. Um, do what it is that you know needs to be done. That is, dig down more spiritually and find, something that is more creative and more in tune with what your body and your mind needs at this time. Get moving, get on that horse and ride. Your mental state, again, is looking conflicted. So take the steps you need to move forward, and things will work out. All right, let's move on to up. Excuse me, Four of Coins. Sorry about that. This doesn't surprise me for a Virgo to have the coins. Virgos are incredibly thrifty, very meticulous, almost, don't be offended, but, almost tightwad. if anybody's going to survive having a couple of extra coins, it's Virgo. So your work and finances are looking like you've really sort of stockpiled. Your work has gotten to the place where you're stable, you're confident, fulfilling or sparking any passion, but it's stable. Okay. Finance wise, you're really good about holding on to what you need to hold. Is a good thing. So your advice for the month of November, where your work and finances are concerned, we have the Page of Wands. So this is looking at things with perspective, maybe a new, fresh eye. Um, maybe approach your work and your spend with, maybe something more along the lines of, what fulfills me, and especially for you, Virgo, you have such discipline in holding on, saving for the rainy day, and making sure you have enough, almost to your detriment, that you sort of you can enjoy your work, you can enjoy spending money, you can have that luxury item and not feel guilty, because you can do it. Okay, if it makes you happy. I'm not saying go splurge on something that you didn't really want to splurge on, but go ahead. Beautiful meal at the new restaurant. Spend a little extra money on an extravagant, or bed sheets, or whatever. Um, don't hold so tightly to your money that you aren't able to receive anything new. Okay, that's your advice then as well. So for couples, Virgo couple, looks like your relationship is, this is for committed relationships. You are really a true, lots of light being reflected. You are sort of that couple that everybody says, you know what, we want to be like them. Card and advice is coming from family. So, it looks like at least your family, but they really found a true gem. They really found somebody who is good for them. You bring out the best in each other. This is also discussing having a family and expanding your family. For those of you who are single, Virgo, it looks like we have um, somebody in a legal way, but this is also just committing to, loving yourself too. For who you are, what you want, and committing to making that happen and being okay with that. Your shadow card / advice is to travel. You might find that, you just sort of get out of Dodge. You can really tap into that inner love, that inner peace. And on another note, you may find that person that is really ready to commit. Um, and on your travels, on your vacation, on your, weekend warrior trip, it doesn't have to go, you don't have to go far. There's a union there somehow. Um, and it may be a surprise. I feel like this is coming in as a surprise. So good luck with that, Virgo. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. Share, subscribe, comment. I would love to hear any information you have as far as how this reading pertained to the month. Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This reading is for you for the month of November 2017. We will cover home and family, health and well-being, and love relationships for couples and love relationships for singles. Let's get started, Libra. Starting off with the Nine of Swords for your home and family. This is showing, a lot of worry, a lot of concern, taking on too much, and you're overthinking things. You know, other people are maybe putting things on you and you just can't quit, right? And so you're staying up late at night, you're, you know, sort of losing sleep over all of this stuff. This is sort of leading into a cycle of behavior in that, you know, you might just completely shut down. So take a hold of that, Libra. Your advice is coming in from the Three of Pentacles, which says, you know, look to other folks for some expansion that may need to happen um, with the way you're thinking right now, and maybe some advice or counsel for people that are, you know, within your peer group may be beneficial. Um, you know, home and family situations are always tricky, so if you just maybe a few people willing to chip in. Now, where your health and well-being are concerned, we have the Eight of Cups. This shows walking away situations or people that are no longer serving you. If this is something that is affecting your health in a negative way, when you excess stress, it might be alcohol. You know, you're drinking too much; it's causing health problems. Um, this is this is finding out that, you know, these things aren't good for you anymore, and you're just going to have to. There's nothing wrong with what's sitting there. It's just, it's not working for you anymore. So you're looking for a new way. So your advice then is coming in from the Seven of Swords. This is, you might want to keep some of your thoughts to yourself. Um, because coming in as advice, this seven is definitely taking a step back. Things, make a mental list of things, communicate differently, um, put your goals and aspirations down on about your health and well-being, in that, you know, oh, I'm quitting smoking, or I'm quitting drinking, or I'm, you know, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a week. You know, don't necessarily everybody, because that may lead to unneeded pressure. Seven of Swords is really keeping things to yourself, but I feel like in this situation, as advice, it's saying, you know what, keep things under wrap, keep things close to your chest. Make sure that the running through your mind are positive and affirming and not doubt and, you know, naysaying. So good luck with that. Have of Swords. This is saying, you know, you've got some conflict again. Lots of in your mind conflict happening this month, Libra. November is showing that your finances, like, you either have to, you know, gain the next rung on the ladder by stepping on someone else, or, you know, maybe you can't, like, you know, unless I'm working, I'm not making money, or, um, you know, things like that. Well, how about be open to receiving whether you're working or not? You know, things happens all the time. I'm certainly open to it. So where your work and finances are concerned, make sure you're looking at things. Um, try, uh, let's look at this advice too. We have justice coming in. Look at your situation with fairness. You know, don't always fall into this rut of need to change things, change things, change things. That negative, you know, monkey mind that sometimes happens, that can from both sides. Libra, this is your card. This is justice. So, you know, be fair. Look at things with a blind eye, and just say, you know what, this is going to happen. It's, you know, part of the universe saying, step back and be kind. Okay, know that you don't have to think all negative and you don't have to think all positive. There's a balance and an equilibrium that needs to happen. The universe is telling you not only to, do this for yourself, but it's also saying this is coming in, this balance, this justice. You will reap rewards from maybe something that was, distracting, and maybe there was arguments and disruptiveness, challenge where your work and finances are concerned. So just know that justice is coming in. Now, for couples where your love relationship is concerned, we have brunette female. So this partner, or this might be somebody that is playing an important role this month for you, Libra. Your is mature woman, so this could be the same person, this could be you or the person that you're with. But what it's saying as a couple, this brunette mature woman is playing a very important role for you where your relationship is concerned. So a sister, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker that has some good advice and that is also honest, okay? Very clear, very clean, very honest. So looks like we have new love coming in. It looks like it's coming in quite swiftly, and there's a lot of potential. Your shadow card is communication and also your advice. So this says, what can continue to communicate not only with this, communicate. If you don't have a person coming in, that would be a new love. Is maybe you found a new passion for volunteering. Maybe you found a new passion for crocheting, or whatever that is. Maybe you need to communicate that, because you will then find somebody swim, and depending on where you are at, it's not swim, local YMCA, and you start swimming and you start communicating with people that, hey, this is something that is really my passion. I love it. Is it great physically for my well-being, but it just clears my mind and I love it. And you're just going on and on and on about it, and you may find this person there that you have a lot in common with. So don't count anything, Libra. Have a great November. I will see you next time. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back. This is your tarot reading for November 2017. Again, this is Scorpio Sun, Moon, health and well-being, career and finances, and love relationships for couples and singles. Let's get started. We have Nine of Cups showing up for home and family. This is complete fulfillment. This is the wish card. This is really where your home and family are concerned. You have sort of been filling your cups at this time. So if it hasn't happened already, it's going to. November is going to really fill your home with a lot of love and a lot of satisfaction. Where your home and family is concerned is Ten of Pentacles. This is really kind of the card that shows not only, for me, heredity, it also shows the starting over. This is the, you've built up quite a bit where your finances are concerned. So for home and family, where your stability is concerned, you've done it, but continue to do that, because this is a starting over. So take these things, these people, these actions that you've had with your home and family that have really been fulfilling and wonderful, and start passing them on. One reader had said, and I'll never forget this, once you make, that excess of, whether it's money or love, like once you reach that pinnacle, if let's just say you have $5 million, the first time you get that, the only way to enjoy more money is to give it away. right? Because you're going to be that much greater than 5. So Scorpio, this is just saying, take what you've done with your home and family and start spreading the love. Being are concerned, we have the King of Coins. This is definitely recognizing and acting on the fact that you create your surroundings. This is saying, you know what, your health and your well-being has 100% to do with you. You you are the one that, you know, decides whether you will or will not, you know, do cardio. This is, you know, your health and well-being, and it's through your research and through your diligence and through your that your health and well-being will follow. So your advice then, here you are, you showed up in your own reading. We have death. So this is saying, you know, take what you've done in the past and bury it. Apparently it wasn't working, right? So this is saying, be that leader, take control, be a new person, a new chapter in your life. This might be saying, you know what, I am the one that made this mess and I'm going to be the one to clean it up. And that's exactly what this is saying. So where your health and definitely can do it. You are the leader of the pack in this instance. I also like to feel like the King of Coins is saying, you know, you might need more green in your life, like on a mundane level, just more vegetables, more green leafy vegetables. So for you. So where your work and finances are concerned, we have the Seven of Wands up here. Looks like you're having to defend your position. You might be, or maybe brainstorming with people at your work, and you might have to just defend your position on, you know, um, make sure that you listen to what they have to say, because you know, wands, yes, is a card of being in a defensive mode, but it's also, you know, none of those other wands are any less powerful. Okay, so you might have some ideas that are being thrown at you that you really take heed to their ideas as well. There may be some golden nuggets in there, and if you together, that would be even great, you know, greater. We have Knight of Swords coming in as advice. So this is, again, don't to judge. Don't be too quick to listen to an idea and then let it pass off or roll off your shoulders. It really sort of reiterates what I said before about listening to the other ideas that you're having. Where your finances are concerned, your advice is to, you know, very swift in your decision making. Don't linger too long. I feel like, you know, when you make a decision, you should just make a decision. Knight of Swords is sort of impetuous, so having money run through your hands. Um, but again, make sure you listen to what other people are saying about situations at your work. I think more so than your finances. So, Scorpio, where your love life is concerned, those of you who are couples showing up, this is saying that you may have a past life relationship right now, or excuse me, a past, or it may be showing up in the month of November, even though you are already coupled. Your shadow card or advice is past life. Okay, so um, this may be somebody that shows up and sort of shakes things up again. If it's not the person that you are with, November may bring this person to you. Be careful not to jump to, you know, a relationship with somebody that you have a past life connection. Go back to it. Okay. Now for you single Scorpions, we have true love showing up. That's beautiful. So November may be a month where you find your true love. Thing, it may be a true love relationship that comes your way, but it may be via long distance. You may find this person On the internet, you may have to travel, and it may be a true love connection, but it might be a situation where one of you has to travel or has to leave for significant amounts of time. Maybe the work schedule is, you know, 12 days, something like that, where you're not able to spend as much time with each other, although the love is really there and is true. Okay, Scorpio, I hope that helped. I will see you next time. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your November 2017 tarot forecast. This is Leanne, and we will be covering being and career and finances. So for your home and family, we have the King of Wands showing up. This is showing a very passionate, possibly almost person in your home and family. This could be somebody who has a temper. So there may be a lot of heated arguments, maybe disagreements and arguments, or maybe just some passionate. Okay, so your family and your home may have some, maybe going through some spiritual changes, and there may be some spiritual activity. So your advice for your home and family is the Knight of Wands. So this is really sort of that get moving card. What happened, this is get on your horse and ride. So where your home and family are concerned, it feels like there's a lot of creativity. Also, the master creator, he's knowledgeable and creative. So use your head. You might be making some homemade gifts. You might be this is really saying get on it. You have all of these ideas and these passionate things that you want to start creating. Go ahead and do that, but you have to do it. So where your health and well-being is concerned, we have Knight of Swords coming in. This, you know what, there might be some quick moments of maybe indecision. There might be some fleeting allergies. Maybe your thoughts are sort of all over the place. The Knight of Swords is a very fast-moving energy. So you might have something pop into your head, and there's also like maybe viruses. There might be a stomach bug that pops in, and it's gone before you know it, but it's wreaking havoc for a short amount of time. So just know that things where your health and well-being are concerned are a bit energy draining. It'll bounce back. Okay, your advice here is the Judgment card. So this is stand up and do what it is that you know you need to do. So for health, to cut out sugar, then cut out sugar. This is being called to do your soul's purpose. And where health and well-being is concerned, it says do the right. Try this and then stop doing it, and then try something new and stop doing it. This is saying, what, just decide to do it and do it. So where you're are looking at an all-time high. This is really great. You are enjoying your work. You're enjoying your bank account. Things are growing and expanding. It's also new ideas of how to make money. You might have a new location. You might have a new way of investing. Your advice is coming in from the with your career, with ways of making money, with ways of investing. They're great ideas. Push through the obstacles and do it. The Chariot says you will be successful. Now, for you Sagittarian couples, we have family coming in, love relationship advice. Family may play a huge part this month, where your significant other be discussing having children. There may be a giant focus on one or the other's children from children that you are around that are part of your family that have really played a big part in your life this month. For singles, we have karma showing up for your love relationship. That is saying that, you know what comes around goes around. Um, your shadow card advice is for, um, you will not get the fulfillment out of new relationships if you don't communicate. And so karma, the door is going to be opened for you, but you have to be able to receive it. Okay, if you don't communicate that you're open to new. Okay, so I hope this has helped you, Sag. I will see you next time. Hello, Capricorn. This is your November reading. Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising, November 2017. We will cover home and family, career, health and well-being, and as well as love relationship for couples and for singles. Let's get it started. Home and family. We have the Star card. This is saying where your home and family are concerned, there is a great wish or hope for things to get better. I feel like the Star card represents being in a situation is concerned. You might have had some hopes being sort of shot down. Okay, so this is wishing on a star. Um, this is really just surrendering everything to. And this is also just saying, you know what, some things are written in the stars, and no matter how much you give, how much you pour out, there is a way, and we can't change where the stars are, right? We have to sort of go with the flow. A very much an energy of hoping and wishing for something that may or may not be, um, you know, able to happen. So your advice then is the Queen of Pentacles. This is, you know what, enjoy the luxuries that you have. This is saying you have a great amount of creation and stability. You have, abundance. You've got luxury. You've got beautiful, surroundings. It says, as advice, this is nurturing person, okay? Because although you are dealing with having to do, hope for things to get better, this is also saying, you know what, just remain grounded. Um, you have all the beauty in your life that you stay the course. Um, be great. This is really kind of almost my gratitude card. So, where home and family is concerned, just know that the idea of staying grounded and grateful, you will continue to have what you have, and this will flourish. Different places, but Seven of Wands as a health and well-being card, you may have to fight and defend yourself against some things. You may be starting something new, a new diet regimen, a new exercise program, um, maybe seeing new doctors or caregivers, and people. But you may have to be on the defensive where that's concerned. This also says that you may have to really fight for your health and well-being. You may have to really just push away those things that are coming at you, sort of eat at your soul and your spirit. Like there's a lot of energy vampires that just sort of cling out and so bogged down. You may have to really just say, you know what, out. I'm done. And stand up for yourself and fight. Have some solitude. Your advice is coming in as the King of Pentacles, saying, you know what, you are the creator of your environment, and you are also you want, you can create that, you can manifest that. Um, this is also, again, showed up again in another health and well-being reading. Um, more greens. This is also heart energy. This is healing. Your advice is to continue to do, to be, conscious of the fact that you created the situation that you're in, and you can create, be in. Okay, your health and your well-being is in your hands. So fight for it. Okay. This is saying you have got to stand up to the plate. Do what it is you've been called to. You are not meant to be in, or the career you are in um, may no longer be what you are. There's some judgment there, just in a literal sense. Um, maybe you're judging things. You're looking at your finances, whether it's not enough, or spending too much, or spending too little. Maybe you're like, my nails done, a couple times a month, and why am I not doing that? It could also be, you might be judging. Maybe they're not doing their share. Maybe that they're not pulling their load. Um, maybe there's some judgments happening there, or you might be under somebody's scrutiny where that's concerned. Somebody might be saying, you know what, that's really not the way we're supposed to do it, and it sort of feels a little bit behind your back. So your advice coming in as the Seven of Cups, um, a lot of times this card of a lot, many different illusions, but as advice for work and finances, this is saying to know that there are many, many choices out there for you that will be fulfilling. Um, this is telling you to find the promises and the expectations that are good for you. That not everyone will be. Maybe what worked in the past isn't out there, and you might be judging for yourself that you're not doing what you need to do. You're not finding joy in it anymore. Let me think here. It's also saying, where your finances are concerned, um, negatively, this might be, spending money on things that are sort of instant gratification, because again, cups tend to remind me of, and no matter what the liquid is, whether you're drinking water or not, I mean, it's fulfilling for a moment, right? You have to continue to. So it's also saying that where finances are concerned, you might have been spending money on things that gratification fulfilling, but now they're not, and now you're looking back going, or need that. So anyway, keep that in mind. November is going to bring some things to light where that's concerned. So for you happy couples, look at two other people, the person that you're involved with and attached to, and somebody else. This could be two completely different people from the person you're playing a big part in your life that you are not coupled with. This could be, mother, brother, sister, co-worker, just causing some havoc. And anyway, there's going to be a third party that is going to be a pretty big focus for you couples in November. Your shadow card, this is saying not only will you be receiving gifts, but you should also then give them. Like there are unexpected gifts that will help strengthen um, your back, saying, hey, what should I get him, or wait, what should I get her? Um, it may be a good thing, but November is definitely going to. Now, for you singles, looks like wallflowers showing up. Come on, Capricorn, don't be a wallflower. Don't stay at work too late. Person that you really, that you don't show yourself and kind of stick with the background. Possibly somebody who is more mature than you or older than you, or maybe just, you know, worldly experience is coming into your life, and it's saying, you know what, take that mature approach. If this isn't a person coming in November, this is an attitude you need to sort of embrace and get out of the wall. Capricorn, you can be all work and no play, and that's definitely this. Like, even when you're at something fun that you like to do, you're still sort of removing yourself because you're not fully there. Be present, be mature, look at it in a way of, right? So I hope this has helped you, Capricorn. Have an amazing November. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome back. This is your November 2017 tarot forecast. We'll be covering home and family, health, well-being, couples, and for singles. Let's get started. We have Knight of Cups showing up as our situation for home and family for the month of November. Upright, and this came out reversed. Although I'm not reading it reversed, I do want to mention that there may be where your home, first of all, the Knight of Cups is saying to have more compassion, to lend show that, almost give the olive branch, right? You have to show love, and this is an offering of love. It's going with the flow. It's not being too dramatic. But since it showed up reversed, I do want to mention that November may prove to be a little slow going for you where showing your affection is concerned. You might really be maybe holding back. Just a note there, Aquarius. Your advice is Six of Cups. So this is saying, you know what, take a step back. When things were better, when the responsibilities weren't falling so solely on you for, your well-being and your, grown-ups to do what needed to be done. You didn't have to worry about if you had clothes to wear. They were just in your closet, and if you were hungry, there was about, the stability that not only that you have experienced, but the stability to your home and to your family. Be that stability. Be that person that will, under any circumstance, give solid harmony in your home. So where your health and well-being are concerned, some expansion where maybe you're working with some other people to heal some things. This is definitely looking on. It might be taking those. Okay, this is the fruits of your labor as far as health and well-being are going. So you might find that some usually not the best advice card always, but really what it's saying is, Swords is a card of worry and almost being paralyzed in fear. But as advice, it's saying, you know what, look at the things that you have thought, that you have talked about, that you've communicated about, the things that you've read, and decide whether or not they're worth, storing in your brain. Is it worth needless the communications that have, kept you up at night? is it worth continuing that? Because where your health and well-being is concerned, what is worth keeping and what isn't. And this is all in the mental realm. Okay, so you've got a lot swimming around in your head, Aquarius, and that is okay. Go ahead and jump up into your head where your health and well-being is and make a plan. Take those things that are not working, get rid of them. You know, the things that are there may be things that are worrying you that you really do need to be worried about, but then make a plan. You know, so don't just let it keep you up at night. Let it be something that, now where career and finances are concerned, you have the Page of Coins showing up. This is saying that you have concerned you've got a new way of looking at things, a new approach, maybe even a new job. This is you found something new to sort of sink your teeth into, and you're not quite sure about it yet. Okay. Aquarius, your advice is the Lover's card. This is saying make a choice that, sorry, dogs passing through. So yeah, where your money and your work is concerned, make those decisions that you know are fulfilling to you both mind and heart. Go with the status quo. You've got something new happening, so go ahead and you know. Now, where you couples are concerned, we once again see the triangle. Um, your relationship is, you know, in November going to have a third party involved, whether it's, you know, loving or whether it's, you know, a meddling in-law. Your advice and shadow card is Wallflower, saying, you know what, keep things to yourself. This triangle may, it feels like someone else kind of creeping into the relationship. Uh, this is saying that you know you should probably keep it to yourself. Don't necessarily tell advertise it. Now, where singles are concerned, we've got travel happening. So you may be coming on a vacation, um, maybe a road trip, and November may bring in some past you know you loved before. It may be something that um, you know you found that an idea that you used to love to do that you find that you love again. So I hope that this helps, and I will talk to you soon. Welcome, Pisces, to your November 2017 tarot forecast. We will cover the home and family, health, well-being, and career and finance. Sun, moon, and rising. We will also cover love relationships for couples and love relationships for singles. Starting off at home and family, we have Three of Wands. This is saying and also your family are concerned. Maybe somebody is expecting, this is waiting for that ship to come in. This is really the fruits of your labor, and you know something is going to happen, um, but you are still waiting. You can see that it's coming. It's just not, has not quite. You should use what is not only in your head, but also in your heart. This is a decision that um, may not be the easiest to make, but it is one that is important. So again, look to the heavens. Are continuing the expansion process as far as your spirituality, your creativity. This is, you know, this fiery card can blaze through all the trails that you've been setting. So decision. You have to make one. So moving on to your health and well-being, we have the King of Swords. This is a very clear-cut decision maker. Your health is being perhaps analyzed and being advised. This is taking a very direct approach. This is saying what you mean, meaning what you say. This is looking at all of the angles. This is incredibly analytical. Your advice here is coming, some things are just not quite clear. Although you have somebody in your midst, or perhaps you are taking that may be coming up from the past that haven't manifested as symptoms yet. So be sure to use your intuition and also be very clear where well-being is concerned, because there's some ambiguity happening. Where your career and finances are concerned, we have the Queen of Cups. This is, Pisces, to me, this is your card. This is very nurturing and very intuitive. This is a reflective card. So maybe even making purchases intuitively for, gifts or things for your home or workplace. Your for the month of November is coming from the Knight of Pentacles. This is saying slow and steady wins the race. So your ideas, your actions, your things that you've done, maybe investments. You might have made some investments in a certain stock, or gone through clients intuitively, kind of sort of filling the company. The Knight of Pentacles says, you know what, that's a great way to do it. Keep at it. Continue to. Pentacles is a very slow-moving energy. This is saying that you will reap the rewards. It may not be right now. It will be later in the road. And as somebody who is using their intuition, that you are a very reflective person, and you can look back and see where things need to be nurtured and nourished. Now, for couples where your love relationships are concerned, we have Courting Man. This could be you, your significant other, or somebody coming. Card or advice is coming from children. This is definitely, and with children, is going to have a very big part of your life in November. It talks about your significant other's children. This could be somebody who is trying to reignite the flame with somebody you have children. Interesting stuff happening, Pisces. Please comment mid to late month as to what this is pertaining to. For singles, we have the mature woman. Either you in your life as a mature woman will play a big part in November. Also has a lot of money, and this may actually be advice coming to you or from you where money is concerned. This is concerned. You might have a lot of money stocked into this woman's advice. So you may meet somebody, maybe playing the lottery, or lots of money happening, not necessarily relationships, but some good advice from a mature woman. And I hope this helps you. Please like, share, comment,